Another successful card show this weekend. Let me take you on a walk and show you what we picked up as a low end card reseller. Welcome back to JC3 Cards and Collectibles. We are back after another great weekend of pickups. That's right, Stu was back at it and hosting the GOAT Card Show in Green Bay, Wisconsin. That's right, our own card show we promote here. JC3 Cards and Collectibles, the Dollar Box. We get together, we collaborate and cross promote, and we are your hosts for the GOAT Card Show at the historic Riverside Ballroom in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We had a great turnout this Sunday. Fantastic to see everybody out. We opened the doors and there was the rush of feet through the door. That's always good to hear. An NFL playoff Sunday at that, and we still had a lot of folks come out and come on out and find some cards. We had TCG, we had non-sport, we had sport, anything you could think of. We had some tables out there. So of course, being that I am also a low end flipper, I have to find a little bit of time to get away from my table and go out and shop with the vendors as well. So we did that. Stu let me get away from the table for a while, and the boys handled the business for a while at the table, and I got out there for a couple tables to shop. Not as much as I usually do. It was a pretty big, busy day because we were also doing Car Dealer Pro demos at our table. Adam and I from the Dollar Box, we took turns giving some demos of that tool and the Ricoh FI 8170 scanner, which was a hit as well. We had a lot of people stop and say, "Hey, I got all these cards. I don't know what to do with them. How can I quickly get them listed and start moving them?" So hopefully we were able to help a lot of people with their decisions on what to do next. But that's not why you're here. You're here to hear about the shopping. So I was able to get out to 3 vendor tables throughout the course of the day and made some really nice buys. Stuff that I really enjoyed personally as well. In fact, I picked up at least one personal collection card on the day that I will be keeping for myself. But I still was able to find a number of buys that I feel have some meat on the bone left, as we like to say. Able to negotiate some really good prices. I think I'll be able to turn those in my store. No big cards, no treasures, so to speak, right? Like nothing I'm going to be able to flip for $100 or more, but I think cards that have a good market, they're selling good volume. I'll be able to make a little bit of profit on them. But that's what we do here, right? It's all about volume. We're flipping those low end cards, trying to trying to turn a nickel into 15 cents, right? So we are going to go through those pickups today. I'm going to go through them one by one on the card cam and let you see the kind of stuff I was picking up this weekend. In case you're going to a card show soon and you're wondering what kind of things should you be on the lookout for, it's always helpful to see what others are picking up because that means they think they can get them moving in the market as well, or they're already seeing them work in the market. That's why I think it's fun to watch some of these pickups. That you get that information, so you get that, plus there's always the entertainment value of seeing what somebody else picked up, maybe reminiscing about some cards from your youth, or maybe it's a category that you have fun looking into and you haven't seen that card yet. So that's why we do this thing we call pickup videos, and we go through all the cards we picked up. So let's go ahead and jump on into our card cam and take a look at the cards we picked up at the Green Bay Card Show. So one of the things we want to talk about here is what we call the Chrome Card Hump. What this is if you look at the bend in this card, Chrome cards are especially susceptible to extreme bends in them when storing, maybe storing improperly. I'm not really sure what causes it. But as you look at this card, you can see it won't lay flat. It's got a pretty significant bend in it. Here's another card, a Xavier Worthy base card, again with that same chrome hump in it, a pretty significant bend. I took a chance on about a dozen of these cards that had these bends because I think I found a way to bring them back to life and straighten them out, and we'll take a look at some of those that I worked on a little bit later in the video. Now, I do want to talk about some warnings about trying to fix this chrome hump. It is pretty easy to damage a card doing this. And if you look at this card here, this was a fail when I tried to work this one. I gave a little too much pressure on one of my reshapes, and I ended up damaging the image on the card. So you really have to be careful. I'm not recommending you do it unless you're working with some low end cards. Definitely don't try it with any bigger cards. You don't want to risk damaging that card. You can see the crease through it, and you don't want that. We're going to start off with some non-sport here. And President Gerald Ford. This is the 2015 Topps Archives Presidential Chronicles insert set. Kind of fun to go through the presidents. I like to do them once in a while. Up next, we've got Herbert Hoover coming in here. Not super popular. And then we have Harry S. Truman coming in next. But the best of all, that's right, Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents of all time by most accounts. All right, a quick little send me off with some non sport, but then right into the sports categories. First, we're going to start with a 1990 SI for Kids golf card. Good old Seve Ballesteros. You don't see him too often anymore. Golfer from Spain. He was a big name on the PGA Tour at one time. Seve was pretty popular back in the day of Lee Trevino and some of those greats. I really enjoy looking at these SI for Kids from 1990. You can tell immediately that they're from a different decade, just from the color scheme and the design. But if you think about, these are 14-year-old cards. They hold up remarkably well for tear-offs. Next, then, we have a 2018 Panini Prism World Cup Marcus Rashford soccer card. Marcus Rashford playing for England and the World Cup team. Up next is another 1990 SI for Kids, Lynn St. James, who was a stock car driver. And Lynn was pretty remarkable. She was a former piano teacher that decided that she wanted to drive fast. And she is the first woman to drive a stock car 200 miles per hour and the first to win a major road race driving solo. So one thing I want to make sure I remind everybody is don't forget the value of your supplies you pick up. So you can see here that I have a number of top loaders and a good stack of sleeves that I gained while making my purchases. And you can see these sleeves are nice and clear. They don't look brand new, but they certainly look serviceable yet. I can continue to use those. 4 or 5 top loaders here and a good stack of sleeves. All right, just a little bit of basketball today, starting off with another 1990 SI for Kids, Sandra Hodge from the Harlem Globetrotters. Globetrotters actually coming to our hometown here of Green Bay. I don't know if they draw the same as they did when I was a kid, but I sure enjoyed watching them. A lot of times you'd catch them on Saturday mornings. And then we've got a LeBron James base sticker, Panini NBA sticker and card collection. And then we go into the foil parallels. We've got a Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, nice looking card. Then Jimmy Butler. And here you can see kind of that foil explosion design a little bit more for you. And then we have a Ja Morant. Gotta have some Ja, right? Again, really nice looking style on these foil stickers. And then we go to the big head parallels. The big head parallels are fun. We got a Nikola Jokic here. Got to get some Joker in the show. And then we also have Olympic scoring record breaker Kevin Durant. I got to give some props here to Adam over at the Dollar Box. He's the one who kind of clued me in on the opportunity with these stickers and card collections. Kind of a nice, fun little set. Time to get into a little baseball now, and we'll start with this 2020 Topps Prospect insert of Ryan Mountcastle. You'll see number one prospect there. Ryan Mountcastle is an interesting play to me. I loaded up on him a couple of years ago. I felt like he was a potential emerging 40 homer player. Never really panned out that way, but he certainly is popular in Baltimore. You know, plays the game well, does the right things in the media, and I think people really appreciate him there in Baltimore. 2023 Topps Chrome Sapphire, Bryce Harper. Bryce always sells well. How about a 2022 Panini Chronicles Phoenix Building Blocks, Mike Trout? Gotta love the competition between Panini and Topps designers. Panini calls this the building blocks, but it's essentially the same thing as a Topps X Fractor. If not exactly the same, 99.9% similar. Just fun to see those designers go back and forth with the trademark names. And then 2022 Panini Capstone Deja Vu, Trout and Griffey combo. Gotta love the combo on that. And then 2016 Topps Chrome Youth Impact Blake Snell rookie card insert. Really like this. Beautiful looking card. Just really catches my attention when I look at that thing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. And then we've got some 2016 Topps Wacky Packages inserts. A couple of inserts for the Giants here. Giants Magic Beans, is it? Fun set. I like the original vintage ones too. Don't have any of those right now, but I will take the reprints as well. Up next, we've got a numbered card. We've got a 2013 Topps Gypsy Queen framed blue out of 499. And this is Hall of Famer Adrian Beltre. I've always been a fan of these framed cards from Gypsy Queen. Just think they look classy. They look sharp. Love it anytime I can get my hands on one of those. Then we've got a throwback Thurman Munson here, 2010 Topps Peak Performance insert. Yankees great, just a legend in the Yankees community. Taken from us too soon, was a bona fide team leader of the Yankees in his years, and solid player as well. Not in the Hall of Fame though, just career too short. 2013 Topps Chasing History Gold Foil Phil Niekro. I do think Phil Niekro's in the Hall of Fame. And then I got more of these. I got a Gary Carter from the same set. He is for sure in the Hall of Fame. I grabbed these because I do pretty well with the gold foil ones. These were from my core collecting days too. And then a Darryl Strawberry from the same set. Gotta love Straw. And then finally a Bob Feller, also in the Hall of Fame, I believe. Bob Feller, great power pitcher for the Cleveland Indians, as they were known at that time. Up next, we've got a 2013 Panini Cooperstown Colgan's Chips insert of Juan Marichal, the Hall of Famer. One of my favorite inserts I came across recently, and we'll show you the back here as well. These are nice little inserts. They're about the size of a 50-cent piece. They imitate the old vintage advertising, and I've really grown an affinity for them. I think they're really a cool insert. I've had some luck selling a few of them so far. And next, we've got a 2005 Topps Cracker Jack short print of David Wright. This one just had that eye appeal for me. I saw this one. The dealer actually had it in a screw down case. And I couldn't walk away from it. I just don't see the Cracker Jack image that often on modern cards. So I had to take a chance on this one. Looks like probably not the best buy I made. Comping this out, it looks like it's been selling at about the price I paid for it, so not much profit in this for me, but still cool card that I enjoyed taking a look at. Well, let's get into some football here. We've got a 2019 Donruss Press Proof Bronze Parallel for Marshawn Lynch. The beast is loose. Then we follow that up with a 2012 Panini Momentum Philip Rivers. Rivers is a guy, I've got a Rivers collector that stops back from time to time in my store. So I tend to grab a little bit of Flip Rivers whenever I come across them. I figure doesn't hurt to have it. Never know when that buyer's going to be coming back, right? Got to have some options out there looking for those different inserts and things like that. So when they go looking to stock their collection with something new, you've got some variety for them out there to take a quick look at. Then we've got a 2019 Donruss Dominators insert for J.J. Watt. I wouldn't call myself a collector of J.J. Watt. I've got a few things in the PC and some artwork on the wall. Wisconsin boy, have to respect him. Love the way he played the game. Of course, his brother TJ is doing well too. So 2015 Panini Contenders Draft Picks Collegiate Connections insert with old Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin. Tebow continues to sell. And a 2017 Donruss Optic Illusions insert of Joe Montana. Just a beautiful insert card here. Montana was my childhood football hero growing up. Couldn't get enough of Montana watching him out there. And Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. A nice 2020 Donruss Optic Silver Prism of Aaron Donald. A 2021 Prism Draft Pick Silver Prism Cam Newton. Cam, great collegiate player, had a really fast start in the NFL with Carolina and then kind of sputtered out eventually towards the end of his career. But on TV again on a new Celebrities Train with Special Forces show that's actually pretty entertaining. So he's relevant and in the media now. So I thought I'd pick some Cam up. A 2022 Bowman U Chrome first Bowman Cade Klubnik. Gotta love some Clemson Tigers. A little bit of hype behind him, so kind of a good play. I've been stocking up on a little Cade Klubnik just to see where his stock goes. It might be a sneaky play down the road. 2015. Wow, we got some baseball sneaking in here. 2015 Topps Archives. Lou Gehrig, everybody, Hall of Famer. Love to see some Lou Gehrig anytime I pick him up. Lots of choices out there. I like these vintage looking cards. A reprint seem to do better for me. 2010 Topps Vintage Legends Collection insert of Thurman Munson. Got some more Thurman Munson. And another 2015 Topps Archives. Say hey, Willie Mays, Hall of Famer, San Francisco Giants. Great to see him as well. Again, I like these vintage look reprints. They tend to do better of these, classic Hall of Famers than modern looks. And we have a 2021 score Tyreek Hill. And this one's in his Chiefs uniform, which I tend to prefer. A 2013 Topps Platinum Manti Tail rookie card. I love Topps Platinum. It's so clean, it's so shiny. I don't know if there's anything more I would like in a card. And I've had good luck with Manti Te'o as well. And up next, 2014 Panini Prism, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's on TV every weekend as a talking head, so he's still relevant even though he's not playing. And then we got some Bowman U Chrome, 2022 Campus Captains, Cade Klubnik. You know my feelings on Klubnik. How about a 2022 Bowman U Chrome base Blake Corum? I've had a lot of success with Blake Corum coming out of college. His senior year was successful. He slowed down a little bit, but I thought, let's see how much life is still in those legs, especially for less than a quarter out of that quarter box. Can't beat it. How about a 2019 Donruss Elite Derrick Henry? You know what I say? If a guy has two first names, they must be pretty good. It's kind of like my soccer rule. If a soccer superstar is known by one name, it's got to be a good player worth picking up. Two first names in the NFL, good enough for me. How about a 2018 Score Captains insert of Khalil Mack? Had to correct myself on that. I used to say Khalil. This weekend it was a big thing on the broadcast to clarify that he goes by Khalil Mack. Gotta give him his due respect. Give him that right name. He's a dominant force on defense. 2022 Bowman U Chrome Campus Captains again, this time with Will Levis. How about 2021 Donruss Optic Silver Prism of Hall of Famer Peyton Manning? Is it Peyton or Peyton? It's hard to tell. I think it's Peyton. Great player, though. Love the Peyton cards. 2013 Panini Momentum Clear Cut of Matthew Stafford with the Lions. Now, this was probably the find of the day. Got this picked out of a quarter box, negotiated it down. Must have been somewhere between 15 and 20 cents by the time I finished that negotiation. Really a beautiful card. Look at the back of this thing, too. It's clean on the back. You get a good look at the logo. Look at that shiny foil on there. Just an amazing card. I will probably list this for $20 in my store. I think it's a short print, and that's what it'll be worth. How about a 2015 Panini Crown Royal Pro Bowl die-cut green insert of Antonio Brown? 2019 Panini Prism draft picks of Peyton Manning in his Tennessee Volunteer days. We had some Peyton Manning earlier. Always a pleasure to pull some Peyton Manning. And then a 2019 Panini Unparalleled Pioneers insert of Hall of Famer Don Maynard, the original Jet, the first player signed by the New York Jets when they were still called the New York Titans. Beautiful, beautiful cards on Unparalleled. I love them. Now we have this 2022 Bowman's Best University Gunslingers and Bandits insert of Clayton Tune. Pretty cool looking insert. I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Clayton Tune, certainly hasn't had the pro success he had in college. I believe he's now a backup with the Arizona Cardinals, but just cool design on this card. And then a 1997 Pro Line DC Rewind Hall of Famer John Elway. Just a beautiful looking card here. I've had a few of these. It's really, to me, it's just about the eye appeal of this card. There's no real rarity to it. It's a die cut, which makes it nice. Harder to keep in good shape, so maybe not as many nice ones around. But just look at like the striations in those bronze or copper bands and what that looks like. Looking at the back, it looks really nice. Just everything about this card to me just screams, "Hey, this is a winner." Take a look at this 2013 Topps Chrome rookie die cuts. Geno Smith with the Jets. Sharp looking die cut here with the holofoil green. Really nice card. It looks good from all angles. It's clean. You got that little bit of shine on there. What's not to like about this Geno Smith card, really? How about this 2013 Panini Absolute Spectrum Gold rookie card out of 25 for Jonathan Banks? I know, it's Jonathan Banks. Who knows Jonathan Banks? I don't, but it's out of 25 and it's out of a quarter box. I'll take it. And then it's 2012 Panini Crown Royal Field Force Red out of 100. This name I do know, Mario Williams. Retired just short of 100 sacks. He was a force for a couple of seasons. I'll grab that out of a quarter box as well. All right. Well, how about a 2017 Panini Plates and Patches, serial numbered to 75, Eddie George, running back for the Dallas Cowboys. I had forgotten about Eddie George's time with the Dallas Cowboys near the end of his career. That's one of the wonderful things about cards is you get reminded of all these nostalgic events. Most know Eddie George from his time with the Tennessee Titans, but also went to the Dallas Cowboys. Up next, we've got some 2015 Rookies and Stars Red Parallel out of 299. We've got Joe Flacco. Look at how nice this card looks. That's right, we're wacko for Flacco. He's still getting opportunities out there. He will not be denied. He will find that opportunity and he will win a few games for you here and there. And then we've got some more Rookies and Stars Red out of 299. Victor Cruz dancing a salsa for us. That's right. He scored a touchdown. Let's see that salsa dance. Victor Cruz. Next is a 2015 Score Showcase out of 99. We're going on a vacation to Revis Island. Darrell Revis. Showcase is very nice. I can see why they picked that name. It's very apropos. Then we got a 2013 Bowman Sterling Black refractor out of 75. Quentin Patton. Most of you probably don't remember Quentin Patton of the 49ers. I don't really remember any of his playing career either. I do recall the name, but a black refractor. I don't see too many of those, and this was in a quarter box. Didn't have to pay a fortune for this card to get something serial numbered out of 75. And there's a few scratches on this, but when you're investing 15, 20 cents in it, you can still turn a profit on that. There's still meat on the bones with something like that. So I was pretty happy to find this one. I will say I looked at it once or twice before I settled on it, but gosh, I'm glad I did. 2018 Classics Timeless Tributes Gold out of 99, soon to be Hall of Famer Mike Evans. Just set a record for the number of consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards. Quietly became just a stellar pro. Never really the first guy you thought of in the NFL, but he has put together a heck of a Hall of Fame career. Here we've got a nice little 2017 Panini Prism Orange, serial numbered out of 275 for Devonta Freeman. Not a spectacular career for Freeman here, but pretty decent and nice looking orange parallel here, so I'll take it. How about a 2017 Panini XR Red out of 299, Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram is a guy that had a heck of a career as well. Most of my memories of Mark Ingram are with the New Orleans Saints. He's got a talking head gig now on Saturdays. I see him on I don't know, it was a college game day, one of the college football shows. I see him out there every weekend. And that's important because his name is still relevant. He's out there in the media. People are seeing him, hearing him. And that makes people think of him when they're looking for cards. Don't discount the media bump on those things. That's really what drives some of these older players in cards. And then our last football card of the day, 2017 Classics Red Back, again out of 299, Boomer Esiason in his Cincinnati days. Love some of these Legends cards. Just enjoy having them. So there you go. Football for the day. Well, looks like I lied a little bit. We do have a little more football on the day. Remember those cards that had that Bowman U chrome hump to them? Well, let's see how we did trying to get some of those bends out of them. So we'll start with this rambling man, Xavier Worthy. If you recall, these had a really distinctive bend to them. I'll put a picture up here of what the stack looked like originally. Um, they were bent so much. They weren't damaged. The image was fine, but they were bent so much you couldn't even put them in a stack properly. Um, Going through some treatment methods I use, I think this came out pretty good. You can see it lays fairly flat now. Much more of the normal bend to it versus an excessive, almost crumpled card. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this one came out. Now here's a base Xavier Worthy. Again, much improved compared to what we started with. I think this one could probably still be a little bit better. I think I'll treat this one a little bit more, give it a little pressure and keep it flat for a while. And I think it'll be just fine in the end. But this is probably about 80% of the way to what I'd like to see out of this. So here's what I got with the humps in them. 2022 Bowman U Chrome, all of these. First Bowman, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I got 2 copies of the Kool-Aid cards. 4 copies of the Xavier Worthy base card. 3 copies of Ramblin' Man Xavier Worthy. 1 first Bowman, Cade Klubnik, I should say. And first Bowman, Jackson Smith in Jigba. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those I got for basically, less than a quarter a piece. I'll give them a shot. How about we bust into some non-sport? You know how much I love the non-sport, and it's always good to pick some up at a local show. We're going to start with his 1983 Topps Return of the Jedi Salacious Crumb. And that is actually, if you recall, his rookie card, because that is his first appearance in the Star Wars saga. And one of the most memorable characters to come out of Return of the Jedi. Nobody really cares about the Ewoks, but everybody remembers the laugh of Salacious Crumb, Jabba's little pet, basically. Really just a fun character. It added some levity in the storyline, and if you recall, it was a pretty serious storyline, so it needed something to provide a little bit of levity. Fantastic puppet work with that one. This card's in decent shape yet too, so it was nice to see this. I've sold a couple copies of this in the past, so this will go. And then we've got some 1995 Fleer Ultra MTV Animation. And I don't really remember this show, but Jim from the Head, I think. It wasn't one that I watched a lot, but very unique character. So I grabbed that one. And then we have a Beavis and Butthead. Certainly watched a lot of Beavis and Butthead in my day. I can still, even as I talk about it right now, I can hear their theme music in my head, just twanging away. Iconic show. I heard they were bringing it back with a remake. Haven't seen it yet. And then this Perry Molo from the Brothers Grunt, another show that I'm not familiar with personally, but I had the two. I figured grab the third one as well. All right. Next, we've got some 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men. And I bought a good stack of these, probably about 30 of them or so. Let's start with those. We're going to start with a Jean Grey here. And these are really stylized images, really sharp. Um, there's some foil badges in some of these. Just a really nice set I hadn't seen before. I don't buy a lot of X-Men anymore, um, but this set was really nice and clean, and the images were such that they were a little bit different than what I normally see in X-Men sets. So I went ahead and got one. Juggernaut, one of my favorite villains, just a fun character. I like the look of Juggernaut. I think they kind of made him humorous in the movies as well. So, got a good shot of Juggernaut breaking through there. How about Domino? I don't know a whole lot about Domino. Dark Phoenix, a little dark turn. Colossus, another fun character. Man of iron, basically. Apocalypse, very dominant looking villain. You can see again, looks really nice. Corners are sharp, just really good looking cards here from Fleer. Sabretooth, and this is an alternate X version of Sabretooth. I like that, Marvel does the alternate versions too. So that gives you a whole new life on a character. That was really smart of them to do in their storylines, because it basically gave them all new versions of characters to start new storylines with, because you probably run dry after a while. Um, and then we've got Toad. This image of Toad isn't that great. I like the movie Toad. Banshee, cool image of Banshee there with the sound waves of the quasi cape, if you will. But you can see a little bit of the holofoil names on there. Um, Iceman, who doesn't like Iceman? Pretty cool. Rip off a Silver Surfer. Gambit, love what they did with Gambit in Deadpool and Wolverine. Just fun how they made fun of his Louisiana accent and everything, and not being able to understand him. Kind of did him dirty in some earlier movies, so it was good to see them bring him back to get his moment. Checklist. Don't sleep on the checklist. In fact, I grabbed a few of these. Here's another one. Um, People need checklists, right? Quicksilver, if I'm not mistaken, is Quicksilver the brother of Scarlet Witch? But a really nice image of Quicksilver there, with the close-up portrait. So I was happy to pick that one up as well. I'll have to check on Quicksilver's backstory. Another checklist. Like I said, don't sleep on the checklist. Another Sabretooth. This is probably my favorite Sabretooth image that I picked up on the day. Um, dark, dark. Rogue, good character in the movies that they built out. Storm, look at that image of Storm. They really tried to dress that one up. So appreciate the artwork in this set. That's really what grabbed me. Rogue on the beach. They did a spring break subset. So there's a number of these. Here's another one. You can see Psylocke and Archangel. Psylocke is a character I've sold quite a bit of out of the X-Men characters I've had in the past. I am not that up on Psylocke as a character, but it surprised me how well those sell. Here's another Spring Breaker one. Just made me chuckle when I saw these Spring Break subsets. Here's Beast. Not my favorite version of Beast, but it is the classic one. Cyclops, classic version of Cyclops as well. There's a nice Psylocke. I'm sure that one will move for me. These are all quarter box finds. Here's the Beast I like, the blue and the fur. That's really the image I prefer when I think of Beast and X-Men. Bishop, don't know a lot about Bishop, interesting character or not, but I think this one actually was a surprise pickup. I didn't mean to. Professor X, if you're going to get some X-Men, you got to have Professor X, right? This is just a headshot, but got to have Professor X. Another Iceman, kind of a rip-off of Silver Surfer, right? Another Rogue. Again, like what they did with the Rogue in the movies. Jean Grey again, one of the original X-Men. Marvel Girl. This one, I kind of an odd image of Marvel Girl they picked, in my opinion. I think they probably could have done a better one, but hey, I don't get paid to make those decisions. Mystique, my favorite character in the 90s X-Men movies. Was it Rebecca Romijn that played Mystique? But they really brought that character to the forefront. Loved it. Mr. Sinister, classic villain here. With a name like Mr. Sinister, you know there's bad things coming. So again, less than a quarter a piece for these cards in this kind of shape, and with this kind of artwork. I thought, heck yeah, let's try those out. Now we got some battle scenes here. We got Jean Grey and Sabretooth on this one. Psylocke versus Revanche. I think that would be the French pronunciation. Revanche. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Feel free to, but I'm going with Revanche. But just stylized again. Got Wolverine. Any card with a Wolverine these days is pretty hot. Omega Red versus Wolverine here. I don't even know who Omega Red is, but I know who Wolverine is once you see the claws. Cyber versus Wolverine. Again, Wolverine's a winner. They've done a great job with the movies. Cyclops versus Mr. Sinister. You see that foil on the name badge there. It looks really nice. You can see a little rainbow of color there in those name badges. So again, I can't say enough. Like I don't get a lot of X-Men cards. But when I saw the artwork in this one, I thought this is worth picking some of these up. And when I found them in a quarter box, and thought I'll get these for around 15-20 cents at worst. I dove at the chance to get these. So it really was a nice win for me, in my opinion. And I'll get some more if I see them like this again. All right. And finally, we are going to talk about one of my favorite pile of pickups for the day. I talked to a dealer that was familiar with the show Adam and I do on Wednesday nights, the Dollar Box Live. And he had a set, partial set anyway. It was picked through a little bit before I got there, but 2024 Kakawao Phantom Warner Brothers 100th anniversary cards. Now these are a 240 card set. They do have some parallels. They have some serial numbered cards. I hit the base cards pretty hard, and I got some quantity on some characters. But I did get a few silver parallels we'll see as well, and also one die cut that we'll talk about. So I was so intrigued by these. I took my buy back to the table that I shared with Adam at the dollar box and showed him. He went back and bought out all the silver parallels that were left with the dealer. So he enjoyed them as well. So we'll go ahead and get started on some of the individual cards that we have here. First up, we've got Tom of Tom and Jerry fame. Who didn't watch Tom and Jerry? I watched a ton of it in syndication when I was younger. It was one of the only things that was on TV after school a lot of times. Um, but look how sharp that is. Beautiful card. A little bit of Thundercats. How about a Lino? And this you can see that's actually a sealed card. It's got a perforation on there. Still got the tag on it from retail. Just really nice. You know that's in great condition because it's still sealed in an envelope. Remember the old Thundercats? I watched that every day. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. All right, some Flintstones. Got a couple copies of this. Actually got this one sealed, but had some unsealed as well. And a Pebbles. How about a Pebbles from the Flintstones? Joker. Got a couple copies of the Joker. Still hot with the new movie out, even though the new movie was kind of a dud, right? And this one's a sealed copy as well. So again, you know the quality of the card is immaculate, right? Nobody's touched the actual card. There's no damage to it. Really nice that they package these way, this way. I wonder how that affects the price of the cards. And we got a Fred Flintstone sealed. We've got a Barney sealed. Fred and Barney, gotta love them. Marvin the Martian, my X-15 space modulator. Marvin is actually my favorite Warner Brothers character. You can see we got a sealed and an unsealed copy here. And then there's Gossamer. Gotta have some Gossamer as well. And we got a sealed and unsealed copy there of Gossamer. How about some Gizmo? He said he thought all the Gremlin stuff was gone, but there was another. And a Tasmanian Devil sealed. How about Mohawk? Yeah. Got to get the good and the bad, right? Boo Boo Bear from Yogi Bear. How about Yogi Bear himself and still sealed? Hey there, Boo Boo. Where's that picnic basket? Um, Had to love this one. I'm a huge Willy Wonka fan. The original Gene Wilder version, though, is where it's at. And this is a sealed copy. Don't really like the Johnny Depp version. It's a little too creepy for me. Although in the original, too, that scene in the tunnel on the boat with the worms and stuff, kind of weird. Kind of gave me nightmares. But I love the Gene Wilder version of Willy Wonka. Dealer was surprised this one was still there because someone got some of the characters, I think. But glad to take it. There's another Boo Boo. There's a Wilma. I got a couple copies of Wilma. Wilma's the boss. And then another Bam Bam here. Look at that. And then Tom. We got Tom from Tom and Jerry. We got another Joker here. Another Betty Rubble. And we got a couple copies of Betty Rubble. Question is, who'd you like better, Wilma or Betty? That's a tough choice, right? The redhead or the dark? Gotta figure out. You gotta be on one side or the other. You gotta choose one. How about Tigra back to the Thundercats and Mumra? We gotta get the villains in too. Got a couple Mumras. Cindy Bear from Yogi Bear. Another Betty Rubble. Another Mumra. Just really pleased with this set. Chitara. Who didn't have a crush on Chitara, right? Got a couple copies. One sealed, one not sealed. How about that? And then the original badass Panthro, the weapon specialist, sealed copy there. Love the Thundercats. I'd actually been looking for Thundercats for a while. I didn't expect to find them in this particular set out in the wild. Really, really love it. Look at that silver parallel of Marvin the Martian. And I actually got two of them. That's right. I'll get you with my X-15 space modulator. Love it. I will get every Marvin the Martian card I ever find in a value box or at a dealer table. It was amazing to me to find that. But I found one card to rule them all. This is going in my PC. This is the die cut parallel of Marvin the Martian. Look at how beautiful that is. You got a little sparkle in there. You got some crisp edges on that. You got an outstanding image of Marvin there. Almost looks like he's coming off the card, coming right at you. I love everything about this card. That's not my typical bargain box find. I paid a little bit more than I'm usually looking for this, but the dealer did give me a sweet deal. Thank you very much for that. He was very apparent that I was into that card. I told him right off the bat, he's my favorite character I think I got to have this card. And he did give me a pretty good deal on it, along with the other ones that I bought. But yeah, this is going to go right on a shelf with my PC. This is not something I'm going to flip. This is something I'm going to sit and enjoy for as long as I can. It kind of just makes me smile every time I look at it. And that's what I want in a PC card. I don't collect big money rookie cards and stuff like that. I collect cards that really bring back good memories for me and make me smile and kind of have a little more entertainment value in them. I'm not just looking for money in my PC. I'm really all about what's fun for me. So that is it. That is the end of the Warner Brothers cards, and I am thrilled to pick those bad boys up. Well, say hey, everybody. What'd you think of our pickups from the GOAT Trading Card Show in Green Bay, Wisconsin this past weekend? It was a fantastic show. We had a great time. I think we did all right on our pickups. I hope you enjoyed going through them as much as I did. Didn't get a lot, roughly 160 cards, 162 maybe to be exact. Only hit 3 tables on the day. I was pretty busy working through the event itself and working our table of our own as well. So didn't have a big shopping day, but I was really pleased with some of the things we picked up. What did you think? What was your favorite out of the picks for the day? We'll certainly be looking to be out on the prowl again for some more of those Kakao Warner Brothers cards. That was some of our favorites for the show. We also went through a little bit about the Chrome Hump, right? If you'd like to know more about that, let me know in the comments. I'd be happy to create a short little video to show you what I do with them to try and get those bends out of those Chrome cards and minimize any potential damage on them. It's not too difficult. It does take a little bit of patience and sensitive touch with it, but it's something that anybody can do. So I'd be happy to share that process with you. Just let me know if you're interested in it. Um, so yeah, that's what we've got. I appreciate you all joining us today. It's been a pleasure bringing some more pickups to you. If you enjoyed this content today, go ahead and smash that like button. If it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button and we can make sure to let you know when we've got some new content out there. But until next time, what do you say, Stu? Peace out. Take care of each other.